I don't know. Yeah, I agree with you. So that's the thing about RHONY. Who knows what's true and what's not true? Speaking of Bethenny, I mean, let me tell you something. Some people are starting to say, and Carlos, you referenced Mr. King. Carlos even said on my show that he thinks the lady doth protest too much, that he thinks Bethenny is just wants to be back. Look, she is really irate and vocal these days about life, like in pop culture. And it's just like, I mean, is she feeling missed in the spotlight? I mean, she's still Bethenny fucking Frankel. She has a lot of money. And look, I don't really think she wants to be back on Housewives. I think she would love to be back on TV in some respects. She is just like when she went off about Adam Levine and she's like, what is the big fucking deal? She's like, a rock star is like sexting 800 people and wants to get his dick sucked by the world. Mind you, let's also just drop a footnote. This is actually a really hot rock star. Okay. Like I don't even know if Adam Levine needs to be a rock star to be able to like cheat on his wife and get his dick sucked by 35 people. But he is a rock star and he's also on The Voice, or was, like, right. Bethany's just like, what is, she's like, Army Hammer wanting to eat his like, girlfriend for dinner is like a story. She's like, that is actually like that's a shocking story. She's like, it's not such a shocking story that a rock star is like a total fucking pig and wants to fuck the world. I kind of agree with her, but she's gone on a lot of rants lately, dude. She's been ranting about the Kardashians,
everything, everybody, makeup, Meghan Markle. People really came for her with Meghan Markle.
Oh, really? I don't even know about that.
Oh my God. She's a racist. She's this, people came so hard for her. And, Bethenny's thing is how much they are fucking up, basically, Meghan and Harry, their public image and like everything about them.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh,
like what? By not just playing nice with the brother and the father and.
Yeah, like they're playing checkers while the royals are playing chess. And like, Bethenny thinks it's going to be short. I think I gather that basically Bethenny feels like it's going to be short-lived. Meghan Markle came out with her podcast and she's trying to talk about like how abused she was there and all this stuff. And, Bethenny's like, you were there like 1 minute, like how abused, I mean, anyway, it's, and I think the royal, I mean, I don't know. I don't follow the royal stuff enough. I really don't. I mean, I liked the Meghan Markle interview on Oprah.
I didn't even watch it.
It was good. And look, I mean, basically they just allege that the royal family controls everything you do. I think that part's true. And my thing is, look, I grew up, I know everyone will say, oh, you're offensive. But I mean, I grew up as a bumfuck, hick in Maine as nobody. And I mean, my own family would say to me, you never want to marry, because I'd always be like, oh, Prince Harry and William are so hot. My uncles would always say to me, oh my God, you never want to be in that family. They are they've been colonizers from years ago and they're awful. I knew that as a little, here we go, little hick, nobody, in Maine.
I think you can call yourself it. I don't think anyone's going to be offended by that. I think it's when you said the whole state of Georgia was whatever you said. I think
I grew up in a house without heat, honey. I mean, there was frost on the inside of the walls in the winter. I mean, my own hick family knew that the royals were a mess. So I think what drives Bethenny nuts is Bethenny's like, you're not dumb. You knew what you were getting yourself into. And now you play like, oh my God, can you believe they took my passports when I arrived and I had to check with them, so that part of it, I agree. I think Meghan Markle is a strong woman, pretty amazing. I mean, it's pretty amazing what she's parlayed her life to do. And she seems like she has a loving relationship and 2 beautiful kids. But I get a little bit like Bethenny doesn't like that she plays the victim a little bit. And I see that part of it.
Yes and yes. I feel that's what I was going to say. Like they are in love. So
yeah, totally.
Bethenny might be like me and not have any real, romantic love in her life. I know she has Paul. I get it, guys. But that's not the point. I think that I don't think they care. I don't think they care about their public image. I mean, they still have money. They still have plenty of money from this. And they're in love. So I just think it's a real marriage, like those videos, and then we'll move on because everyone's like, talk about Bravo. But those pictures where they're like a picture's worth 1,000 words, and it's like Harry and Meghan are holding hands going to the funeral.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
the other two are, because as you should be, appropriate and have space between. So I mean, they're really in love.
And I think whatever. I could go on a whole theory, but Bethenny, my theory on Bethenny is I think Bethenny is trying to reboot her talk show. That's what I think. And I actually feel like in a way it might work. I don't know if anyone will ever give her a shot. She might also be a pariah for the networks. But I think you're seeing such an outspoken, I mean, does Bethenny, CNN is in trouble, I mean, does CNN give Bethenny a show? Did they let her like Piers Morgan used to have?
She has something. Well, yeah, she has something with Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank.
Coming out. Yeah.
But
that's business, which is good. I think that's a good angle for her.
It's a good angle, right? Like she needs to, the problem with her talk show is it's not her. Bethenny isn't. Bethenny doesn't want to ask. She's not. I'm sorry. Drew Barrymore, Kelly Clarkson, like they're very lovable. Like Drew is like rainbows and unicorns coming out of her ass. And Kelly Clarkson is like nice and America's sweetheart. Like it wasn't Bethenny. Bethenny was miserable. She doesn't, she needs to be like a Piers Morgan where she's like, shut the fuck up. You're making no sense. I'm asking you a question. You're giving me an answer. And that's a bullshit answer. I need the real answer. Like that's what she needs. She needs to just be a bull in a china shop, which is great. She's honest and authentic,
I mean, CNN is in real trouble in their ratings. I mean, do they? It's like a Larry King Live, only she's a new generation of Larry King. I mean, do they give her a late night 1 hour show where she rants and raves? I mean,
right. But did the Larry King rant and rave? Did he?
No, he never
kind
did.
Of kissed ass, but Piers Morgan was a bull in a china shop. Yes, that's what we need.
People. Like, when I think networks are kind of getting a little tougher too, I think they don't give a fuck with the audience, like, because the audience says, oh, I'll never watch you. And then Bethenny has 1 million plus followers. So I think there's a strategy with Bethenny.
You know what they want? Listen, yeah, let's A, not feel sorry for Bethenny, and B, let's not count her out. You know what? They do watch is Beverly Hills. They're all, I will not do. You're all gonna watch. And I listen, I'm okay if you don't watch. I don't want to call you all liars, but all the hate, like I'm not watching if Rinna stays. And okay, let's play this out. So Rinna's possibly very likely staying. So everyone listening, be honest with yourself. Take a few moments of silence. Pause the podcast. Are you really, you're telling me you're not going to watch? Really? Pause it, guys, and think about the answer. You're really not going to watch if Rinna stays? Because you said you weren't going to watch if that criminal, as you refer to her, Erica Jane, stays, and you all still watch. So I'm just being honest. I'm just asking an honest question. No offense to anyone. I'd like the answer.
We're all going to watch. I have a question for you because I'm
yes.
Salt Lake is about to premiere. Okay.
Yes.
Can you explain?
And it will have premiered by the time everyone hears this because we're recording 1 week in advance. Go on.
Okay. What is the latest drama with Jen Shaw with a cast? Then I think it's a new